kids! Who can guess why I'm surrounded by all these books? That is because we're in the library and I am a librarian.
Shh! Keep your voice down. Hi kids! Library rules number 1. Never speak too loud in the library because you will disturb others reading.
Thanks for the tip, Professor B.Bee. Who can guess what a library is? Yes, a library is a place where we keep and read our books. I'll let you in on a little secret. The library is Professor B.Bee's second home. And of course, we'll be getting an interesting story from Aunty Noma about Ferdinand the Bull, and later on we'll be going painting at Paint and Bake.
Yes, Onyinye. I spend 6 hours a day right here in the library. Yeah, I get to travel all over the world, visiting cities and places far and wide.
Wow, that is amazing! Professor, do we have a word for the day?
Yes, the word for the day is tree.
It's story time with Paint and Bake today. My name is Aunty Noma and I love to tell stories. I hope you love listening to good stories too.
Yes.
Well, today's story is titled The Story of Ferdinand. Now, Ferdinand is a bull and he lives in Spain. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull and his name was Ferdinand. Can we all see him?
Yes.
Yes. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. He just liked to sit quietly and smell the flowers. Everybody smell the flowers. That's all he loved to do. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Everybody go, Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head, she would say. But not Ferdinand. Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here where I can just sit quietly and smell the flowers. Everybody. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was a very big, strong bull. Can you see his height chart? He's growing up. He's on the tree trunk. Yes, he's growing to be a very big, strong bull. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid, in Spain. They have these bullfights, or used to.
Have they fought yet?
But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. Can you see them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They look quite funny, don't they? Wow. Anyway, all the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. And you know what? He didn't look where he was sitting. And instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Oh dear. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him. And that is what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him and they were all shouting with joy. Here is the largest, fiercest bull of all. Just the one for the bullfight in Madrid. They thought they had found the fiercest bull they were looking for. So they took him away for the bullfight, away in a cart. And there he is going. Doesn't look too happy, does he? What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing. Wow, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. And first came the banderilleros with their long sharp pins and ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. And next came the picadores who rode skinny horses and they had long spears to stick in the bull to make him even madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull. And you know who that was, don't you? Who was it? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the banderilleros and the picadores were afraid of him. And the matador was scared stiff. Show me a scary look. Wouldn't you be if you saw a bull like that? Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair. And do you know what he did? He just sat quietly and smelled. And there is Ferdinand sitting quietly in the middle of this big ring. He wouldn't fight and be fierce, no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the banderilleros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He's very happy. And that's the end of my story. I hope we all enjoyed that story.
Yes.
Well, it's time to go over to our paint and bake corner and do something exciting with our hands. Shall we all go?
Yes.
Ferdinand got what he wanted in the end, didn't he? Thank you, Aunty Noma, for an interesting story. Now for our riddle. What has a thumb and 4 fingers but is not alive? I'll leave you guessing. Right now, let's go painting.
Hello friends, how are you today? I get so excited whenever I find myself in your midst. I know you must have been waiting for us to come on air. How are you guys?
Hi, sir.
You know what happened? I have a story for you guys. This will be it will be very interesting if we could paint things like fishes in our plate. Guys, how do you think about that idea, painting fishes? Would you like that?
Yes.
Okay. On this plate, different kind of fishes. What is this?
A thumb.
Wow, it's a turtle. That's a red turtle, right?
Yes.
Oh. And what about this?
Crab.
So you want to tell me that you know all the fishes in the water?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what about this?
Octopus.
You guys are so amazing. Okay, look at what we're going to do. You pick the fish you want to draw on your plate. Just pick one first and let's see. Okay, what about you? Okay, so let's start. With your pencil, Nice. Okay, let's see us. Uncle Benga did a very colorful painting. Oh, I like your work too. And let's see us. Chicho also did a nice work. So it's been fun having you guys around. It's been fun. Yes, it is fun having you guys around. And it is also fun having you guys sitting down there and watching us. So, what can I say? I don't want to say bye. But see you some other time. I remain on the Ajah. Let's say bye to our friends. Bye-bye.
It's birthday time, and this week Oluwafemi Sarah is celebrating her birthday. So from all of us on the show, happy birthday Oluwafemi Sarah. Now for the riddle we asked earlier on. What has a thumb and 4 fingers but is not alive? The answer is a glove. A glove has all the 5 fingers but is not alive. Thanks for watching our show today. We will be back next week. And don't forget, try as much as possible to read at least 1 book every week. Bye, boys and girls.